Alright lads, how are we doing? I'm making a channel update. I've not made a video like this in years, literally. I've always provided some sort of benefit to the viewer. But this is for the guys, some of you who have been following me for a while now. This is for my closest followers, the people that really enjoy my content, the people that have been with me for probably a while. And I want to make an update just to let you know where things have been over the past sort of month and where things are almost certainly going to be going on my channel and on all of my mailing list and everything else. So let me just tell you a little bit about what's been going on lately. The start of February, I quit video games. This might not sound like a big deal to some people out there, but for me, they've been an emotional coping mechanism I've been using since I was very, very young. And video games have always been this source of comfort whenever I feel a kind of emotional tension or whatever. And over the years, I've worked on building emotional competency and emotional self-reliance and doing breath work and meditation and healing and stuff like that. But I'm still human, and I still have I still have things to work on, and I still occasionally slip into using coping mechanisms and stuff. But I got rid of them at the start of February. And that's the problem, right? When you pull, when you sort of remove a coping mechanism, instead of just sort of weaning off it, you go cold turkey. What you often find is, as I did, that the sort of bottom falls out and something crumbles, and you're kind of faced with an emotional reality or a truth or something about your life. Sometimes that thing is enlightening right away and it's a relief. Sometimes it's very challenging. Challenging thing that I realized is that I didn't feel totally connected to what I was doing. I was making videos, but I didn't feel the love in many of the videos. And sometimes I found it, sometimes I felt it, and I was like delivering content to you and talking and thought, right, this is amazing. But for the most part, I was making content because I felt like I had to. I felt like these guys that I want to serve people, I want to help people, so let's make videos. I've got to hit a certain quota every week. Let's create content because I have to, basically, not because I want to. And I got into this YouTube channel. I started creating YouTube content in 2016, and my ambitions the whole time have always been around freedom for myself. I want to do the work that I love to do. I want to serve and talk about the things I love to talk about, and I want to create amazing things that people genuinely like, right? But the funny thing was, on this channel over the past sort of 6 months, a bit longer, it's been all about helping men overcome people-pleasing. But I had actually slipped into a people-pleasing dynamic in my channel, where I was making content for everyone else, but I was kind of forgetting myself in the process. Am I actually enjoying making this content? Am I actually enjoying talking about this? So when I quit video games, I realized that, I was my business had become something that, was financially very successful, and the clients I'm working with and still working with and did work with, I still love working with, but the content side of things, a lot of the operations of my business, I was thinking, do I see myself making this kind of content forever? Something wasn't lining up, and I realized it when I took away the distraction, okay? So what was it that was not lining up? Well, that's what I've been investigating over this month, and I've kind of come to a bit of a conclusion about it. I, over the years on this channel, have been making content centered around emotional well-being, mental health, mindfulness, in some ways spirituality, psychology, shadow work, that kind of stuff. Now, the reason why I was making this content for years, and the reason why it was very alive for me, is because I needed it more than anyone else. I needed it more than probably anyone watching. Right? So I was making videos about meditation. I've been making videos and have made videos about the father wound and all this other stuff. I have a father wound. I have a very deep father wound, more as much as any man out there. So I was making content about that when I was in a place of deep pain and deep wounding. But the thing is, over the last, I would say this has accelerated mostly over the last 12 months. I have reached a level of healing within myself, and I won't get into the specifics of that, maybe in another video, but I've reached a level of healing and peace and sort of freedom in myself and growth that has kind of outpaced the topics of my channel. Not outpaced, it's not like I'm ahead and now the channel's here. That's not it. It's like I've expanded But my channel that I've built has been asking me, almost like just by nature of what I've built, to remain in this kind of niche that I've created for myself. Do you understand? Like, the niche is nice guy recovery coach, people pleaser recovery coach, dealing with deep emotional stuff with men, etc. And I built that for a reason. And again, I felt a genuine expansion out of it. But there's been this prior to this month, prior to February, there's been this kind of deep guilt and this deep feeling in me that if I don't talk about those topics exclusively, then I'm abandoning everybody or something like that. There's some very strong sense of guilt that comes from, honestly, it goes back a long way, and it comes from childhood. So February was a very challenging month for me because I was dealing with all these emotional truths and I was trying to get to the bottom of what was really going on. And I feel like I've come to a conclusion. And it's a conclusion that some people on my channel are going to leave. They're going to leave. And I can't prevent that. That's fine, ultimately. But it's a conclusion that I've come to that some of you guys are going to be totally on it with me. And some of you guys are going to be like, nah. And it's totally cool. But basically, the expansion I'm talking about is freedom, right? It's freedom, it's independence, it's self-sovereignty. And the truth is, that does come from entrepreneurship and business and building a creator business. I've previously talked on this channel about in my coaching program and everything else. I help men overcome nice guy syndrome and people pleasing so they can have better relationships. But that's not really felt in alignment for me because over the past 5 years, the main focus of my life has been building this business so that I can be independent in my life, so that I can be fully free. That's been my focus. I've not been focusing on getting an intimate relationship. I've had intimate relationships that haven't, they've been rocky and up and down and stuff. But it always felt wrong for me to say to you guys, yeah, let's get an intimate relationship, where it's like, I don't care about that as much as I care about being free, So that's been my focus over the years. So this expansion that I'm talking about it's a transition. It's a slow transition. It's not necessarily a pivot. It's an expansion in the things I'm talking about. Yes, I still will be talking about shadow work. I'll be talking about procrastination, mindset, psychology. I will even be talking about men's work and deep emotional stuff. That will be happening. But the point is, I'm also going to be talking about how that relates to you creating a life of freedom for yourself. How that relates to writing, maybe creating content, creating a solo business that you can actually use to eventually fire your boss so that you can enjoy the kind of freedom that I truly love about my life, which is traveling wherever the hell you want. It's like all of the shit that you hear these make money online coaches talk about, but I want to come at it from a much deeper angle. So if anything, I'm going to be making content that speaks to that version of me 3 years ago. And the mindset is a huge part of it, because it wasn't that I didn't know how to write. Those were kind of secondary. It's not like I didn't have the skill, although I didn't, but that's not the biggest issue. My biggest issue was that I didn't believe I deserved it. My biggest issue is that I doubted myself. My biggest issue is that I was scared of rejection. I was scared of putting myself out there in a much stronger way. I was scared of charging for my services. I was scared of putting a product out there. I was scared of so many things. And maybe you're in the same boat right now. Maybe you're in the same boat that I was 3 years ago, right? You're thinking of creating your own thing. You're thinking of doing what I've done, right, up with this channel. And maybe that's the position that you're in right now, okay? So to underline all this, we're not going to be on this channel healing for the sake of it. I'm not a therapist, okay? We're not going to be talking about our past all the time. We're not going to be psychoanalyzing for no reason. Everything about the healing work is going to have the purpose of helping you take action and build this that I've built for myself. I want you, and I feel this deep in my bones, I want you to experience what I'm experiencing now. What I'm looking at this point in my life is expanding into a greater level of freedom, and I want you, if you're having a job that you don't particularly like, you want to travel, you want a more expansive life, both internally and externally, that's exactly what I'm here to help you achieve going forward. Now, some of you guys, are happy in your job, and you're gonna be like, okay, I don't really want to do that, which is fine. There'll still be content on this channel that will resonate with you, and I'm leaving my older videos up, but I'm gonna expand into this new direction, and that means I'm gonna be putting on, I'm gonna be releasing products, and I'm gonna be creating groups for like 8 weeks and 10 weeks that are centered around being a warrior writer, or like I haven't come up with a name yet, like a fearless writer or a fearless creator, where we're gonna come together and we're gonna use freedom as the North Star. We're gonna use creation as the training in like the dojo in martial art or whatever, and we're gonna help each other overcome the internal barriers to creating this freedom for ourselves. So that's where the channel's going, guys, and I wanted to make a very real video with you because I wanted to get it all out on the table, because there is a part of me that's afraid of this, a part of me that's afraid to talk about business, a part of me that's afraid to talk about entrepreneurship, afraid of, a part of me that's afraid that I'm going to get lumped in with all of these fucking cringy, make money online, scammy people. The truth is, I'm not like that. It's integrity first. It's authenticity first. That's what I'm all about. It's building an integrity and authenticity-based business that frees you up and allows you to fully explore who you are and grow as a person alongside creating financial freedom and stuff for yourself. It's all a journey of personal growth in the end. Yeah, it's like a rite of passage. The thing that grew me as a person more than anything else really in my life over the last sort of 5-6 years is this business that I've built. As a person, it's a spiritual practice. It's a spiritual journey, really, genuinely is a psycho-spiritual development, and I want you guys to experience it. So that's it from me. I'm not quite sure. I need to go back to the drawing board and figure out what content I'm going to create for this channel. If you've got any ideas of problems that you face, if you're on board, actually, guys, I'd really love to get your input and your perspective down below in the comments. If you're really not into this and this put you off, I'd love to hear your comment as well. I'd love to get some feedback. And if some of you guys are really into this, I would absolutely love to hear you put that in the comment down below as well, in the comment section, so that I don't know, I'd like some encouragement would be good, because I know what I'm talking about in this field. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to business and, conscious business, psycho-spiritually important businesses that serve the world. I've got a lot of shit to talk about on this. So your encouragement would be very... It's like, I don't need it. I'm still going to go in this direction, but I know that my inner child would love to hear that. So yeah, that's it from me today, man. I appreciate you. If you've been following my journey for the past years or whatever, I truly appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I really do. Every cell of my being. It's guys like you that allowed me to have this freedom in my life, and I would like to pay that forward and help you create this for yourself as well, okay? So appreciate you, man. Stay courageous, and I'll see you in the next video.